I get a shot on him, but I hit him for 8 damage.
What?
What is up, guys? We're back here with episode 2. This is Jeff with Just 5 More Minutes Gaming. Alright, so we're popping our glider. We're coming into Greasy Grove. We're looking for a place to land. I usually like to go to Dog, and I believe this is where I go for this game. We look around to make sure no one's landing with us, and it looks like everyone's going to Shifty. I see a chest over Dog, so I'm definitely going to be landing at Dog. So we're going to pop this little dog house here, grab the chest, and see what it has for us. Nothing really great, but nothing really bad either. We got a regular AR. We're going to basically loot this whole place. I'm speeding up the footage just because we landed by ourselves and there wasn't really anyone here, so we didn't really run into anyone until a couple minutes into looting. We go into the small house, and this is where I get into the ceiling and I start to hear a little bit of footsteps outside, so we're going to slow down right here. I start to build up. I get hit from behind, and then I realize, oh, there's the guys behind me. So I build up, get high ground, switch over to my AR, peek him, land a couple shots. He builds. We're gonna knock that wall down. We're gonna land a couple more shots, get the elimination. We're gonna jump down and grab his loot. He has some shields for us, which is gonna be nice. We get to shield up. So we're gonna grab that blue pump shotgun as well. Grab those shields, like I said. Check to make sure the coast is clear. I probably could have built a little bit more right here, but I was feeling a little lazy. I would suggest building if you can for future reference. 20 wood is always better than having to go back to the loading screen. So we are going to loot the rest of Greasy Grove here, and we're gonna go and just breeze through it because we don't really see anyone for the rest of the looting period. We ended up running out of Greasy Grove, but saw someone running into Greasy Grove trying to use the launch pad. So we're gonna see here in just a minute. There's a guy right there. We try to shoot it down, but he gets to the top of the ramp before the ramp explodes. So luckily he gets onto that launch pad just in the nick of time. And then before we know it, someone starts sniping at us, so we're like, alright, we gotta switch it up. We're gonna charge this guy. He doesn't seem to be that good at sniping. He's missing all these shots. But as we start to get closer, we might as well start building some ramps, maybe just get a little bit of protection. We're using the natural high ground of that little hill right there to cover us. And now we're going to build up a little single ramp with the walls in front of it. We're going to build up to a little 1x1 on the top of those and see where that guy went. We lost him, but we do see a guy over by the tree to the east. So we're going to focus our attention to him. The sniper seems to be a little backed off right now. We're going to throw some sticky bombs at the house just to make sure that he knows that we know that he's there. Nothing really from the sniper right now, so we're just going to chill out. We're going to wait for this guy to come up behind his tree. We're going to fire a few shots and make sure that he knows that we know that he's there, and we're going to throw the sticky bomb and try to blow the tree up. It doesn't really work as we intended, but he starts to build, so we're going to put some pressure on him. Make sure that he's building and staying on the defensive and not on the offensive. And I don't think we land any shots here, but we get a little bit of help in just a little bit. He's building up, and we're just kind of third person peeking him and just making sure that that he's not doing anything crazy. We get help from that guy there. We get the elimination, but I don't believe we get to finish this guy. We land a headshot right there for 52. But he's being a little sneaky. Another person's starting to push now, so we are gonna have to pull off of that one guy, and we're gonna have to address this current threat right here. I don't know what I was doing. I ran outside of the cover of the house and ran up. Apparently this guy didn't know what he was doing either because he jumped down from his high ground spot. We get into a crazy shotgun battle, which is basically 90% of us missing shots. I do land one right there. He pulls out his SMG, but he gets a little flustered. I pull up my SMG, but I get a little flustered. I decide to switch back to my shotgun. I wait for him to line up, and I get that kill right there with the shotgun. Now, I'm looting his stuff, but I do know that there's still that one guy that we weren't able to kill when we first were shooting that guy over by the tree. And he's going to start pushing up right now. I wanted to get a shield, but he's right on top of us. I get a shot on him, but I hit him for 8 damage. Now he jumps off. I don't know what he was doing, but it lined up perfectly where I was able to get that kill too. So we ended up getting 3 kills in just a short amount of time. Our elimination count is now at 4, and we are looking pretty good with our loot. We have a purple scar, 2 pumps, and an RPG. We're gonna pop this med kit right here and pop those shields, and we're gonna get to the storm. So we drop our 1x1 right here, and this is gonna be where we're gonna be holed up for the rest of the game. And the reason I'm choosing this spot is because it is on the highest point inside of the circle that has natural high ground. We have a few shots coming here, hitting our 1x1, so we're going to look and see where those came from. I think it was that guy over there that was by the modern house in Loot Lake. We're going to just chill here. We're going to keep an eye on him. We're going to use that third person angle just to see where everyone is. There is a guy building on top of the higher mountain, but if you can look at the mini map, that's going to be outside of the circle, so we know that he's going to have to push into us, so we're not going to bother or worry too much about him. Now, I do see that one guy down there. He's going for some loot. I try to take a few shots, but don't really hit anything. He builds up, so I'm just going to close that wall and just make sure that we're nice and safe. I hear a guy parachuting in. Unfortunately, I did not have a trap placed. I placed a trap, but he jumps out just in time. So he's now above us, and I figured, okay, well, we can't knock his ramp down, so we are going to go down into our base. We're going to be editing down and basically go into turtle mode here and get below and just ride this out. There's 4 people left, so we don't want to play too aggressively. We don't want to do anything too drastic. We are in the storm, so this isn't something that is going to be pushing us for another minute and a half. We are just going to chill here. We have a guy that is starting to shoot grenades at us, so we're just going to spam build walls and try to make sure that none of the grenades get into the tower, which they don't. I'm going to build out just a tad and wall everything off. Now, I do have that spike trap there, and I figured if I dropped a bounce pad, maybe that'll help kind of like disorient guys while they're inside of the base. So I'm going to take a peek here, look and see who's outside. I don't see anyone. I do hear that guy that's still above me, so I do know that there's still one person in the tower. I'm going to drop a bounce pad. I should have dropped it on top of the ramp, but I figured this would be a good spot to drop it just in case. It would kind of like get them stuck and then the trap would go off. Now I do hear the grenade launchers going off, so I'm getting pretty antsy to get out of here. There is an RPG that also went off, and I think at this point I'm gonna go down to the bottom, and I'm pretty sure that I heard the guy jump out, so I am gonna edit my way out of the bottom of my tower here, my 1x1, and try and get into the action. There's 4 people left, so I definitely want to try and get some kills. We are at the highest point in the circle, so we do have natural high ground. I was being kind of a potato and not being able to edit my wall for whatever reason. There we go. So we finally get out. We see 2 guys fighting it out right there. We see another tower there behind the tree. So we're gonna take a peek. Don't really have an angle from that side, so we're gonna stay on this side. We see a guy in the tower shooting the RPGs, and we're gonna try and get some shots on him. He jumps out. I'm not sure if that was an accident, but he tries to go back up, and we get the elimination. So there's another guy right there with an LMG, and I believe he eliminated the other guy that was inside of the tower that had to move because of the storm. So we are going to bust out our RPG. We are going to keep pressure on him. We're going to have to slide down because the storm is kicking us out. He lands a shot on us, but we're going to throw up some walls. We throw up a ramp, and then we start a double ramp push, and we get our little 1x1 set up, and I think he was a little intimidated. He stopped shooting after that and started to build. I laid down some pressure with the scar and landed a few headshots. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish him off. I know that he's building around the balloon, so I fired an RPG just to see if he was going to go for that and maybe get some splash damage. He was shielding up. We ended up getting the kill with the scar for the victory royale, and that is how we do it, guys. So this is just basic smart gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. If you guys would leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you know when I'm going to do the next upload. That would be awesome. I appreciate the support, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.